before. 2026 PG&E PrideNetwork Scholar is graduating from Monterey High School. He's going to Scholar Willow Coté, New York. Major in arts, specializing in theater, teaching, LGBTQ+ studies, and environmental science. She started her advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community in middle school, and one of her transgender friends was being bullied for each other. She helped organize Day of Silence to raise awareness about bullying and Facebook. When the GSA Club stopped meeting in her first year of high school, she turned model at the Queer and Ally Club. Expand its mission to spread awareness through ESAs and celebrations of national events. She continues to lead the Day of Silence, raising participation by 30% over the last 2 years. As health vice president, she helped design and present a slideshow on pronouns, gender identity, bullying, and how teachers can make inclusive approach. After the staff training, students reported noticeable changes in teachers' language and feeling safer in classrooms. Which is all that wrong. This past year, she successfully applied for the Monterey Peninsula Pride Peer Recognition Scholarship. The funds were used for a countrywide event focused on connection and belonging. According to the club advisor, Willow's ability to overcome physical adversity while continuing to thrive academically, artistically, and as a peer leader speaks to extraordinary resilience, maturity, and passion for growth. Please welcome Willow Coté.
As you know, my name is Willow Coté. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm a future graduate of the Art Media Performance Academy at Monterey High School. I'm a Monterey Bay native and also a City of Monterey employee. Firstly, I'd like to thank PG&E PrideNetwork and also the entire eQuality collaborative sponsorship, our scholarship sponsor. It's such a beautiful opportunity you provided to all of us students. But I'd also like to thank every single person in this room. When I finished my scholarship interview back in March, the committee members asked if I had any questions, and the only one I could think of was, how did you get here? What were each of these individual stories which led them down the path of advocacy for queer human rights to Huntington? I am a firm believer that we as members of the LGBTQIA+ community and allies should hear the stories from our peers to honor and learn different ways of life and advocacy. And that is what we're all doing here today. So thank you. You helped me at this point in your activity helping me pursue my future. For me, all of the service began from my innate sense of authenticity as a child. In my scholarship interview, I discussed how my disability intertwined with my LGBTQ+ identity. From a young age, my scoliosis and wearing a back brace became an addiction, and it was something I couldn't hide. A couple years later, after discovering my queer identity, I also believed that this difference from my peers was something unconcealable. Being disabled and being queer etched into my being and contributed to every decision I make. And I saw no reason to shun that away, especially since I've been in a privileged enough position to have the needed support from my wonderful mother, Laura. As Roy Gilbert once said, my mother never gave me any idea that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do or be whoever I wanted to be. But when I saw others in my community not being supported, I stepped in. Since my beginnings of advocacy in 8th grade, I, as Vice President and Treasurer of Monterey High's Queer and Allies Club, have helped plan 4 national coming out days and 4 days of silence days, multiple fundraisers in the last year, as discussed, earned a grant for a total of $1,000 for our club's. As you may have heard, I've also incorporated my learning and passion for theater into building awareness for queer stories to be told both fictional and non-fictional on stage. My future in continuing to learn LGBTQIA+ history and applying my knowledge elsewhere will come in a myriad of ways. By focusing on the concentration of LGBTQ+ studies at Sarah Lawrence College in New York, I hope to become a teacher of queer history, an advocate for queer stories in theatrical arts, and hopefully end up like one of you wonderful sponsors or organizers in this room. This exceptional scholarship is one of the most generous I've received and helps kids like me feel like this path in higher education is not for nothing. This grant will be used to cover a significant portion of my tuition at Scholar Willow and takes off the financial burden for my single mother and I more than one may be able to comprehend. fight for equality and the queer and allied adults alike whose recognition of us youth is a direct contributor to the betterment of our community.